One straight line. Yes, please come. Going once. This is my last one. No, these are too many lines. Okay, it's over. Is there anyone who is sure? Yes. Let's try the last one before I tell you what was the price. Too many lines. Too many lines. Okay. Can I close now? But I can't see there. I can't read there without glasses. Going once, going twice. Come. Last one. Let me see. Bring it, I see. This is a high price, by the way. It's a premium price. Bring. Too many lines. All right. Anyway, I wanted to give a 50% discount to Singapore. You see, I didn't tell you how thick the line should be. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you. Did you define the size of the line? Wow. Yeah, we were in a box. Now, can we continue? There's something I want to talk about, the perimeter walls in our minds, which you have already exposed today par excellence. You are already in a certain box. Believe me, this same exercise done by children, they get it. Unless the mother interferes. No, fathers in most cases give the children time to mess with the books. But mothers will want to guide everything. A mother will guide how the child should shower, how they should make the bed. They guide in everything, details. You see, I want to suggest this. The greatest challenge you encounter is you're coming from an education system where you are used to cramming notes. When you cram notes, you encounter situations in life that you hadn't crammed. And you get confused on where to start. Our education system, for instance, prepared us for employment. An idea environment prepares you for possibilities. An idea environment suggests that at any given moment, all possibilities exist. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened for you. You see, a lot of successful entrepreneurs decided to quit school. Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison. But which school did they quit? Schools of thoughts that are stinking thinking, that are full of vampires that suck the energy out of them. And they decided to enroll into the school of life where there is no graduation, where grades are measured in terms of business turnovers, corporate social responsibilities, and your influence on humanity, where you're the learner, the teacher, and the school owner at the same time, where you set the rules of the game and the terms of engagement, where business meets storytelling. Rather than academic business theories, it's a narrative discussing my successes, laughing at my failures, not classroom lectures. Why take a class any longer when you can take a journey, the journey of your life? I dare you tonight, question conventions. Dare guts. Be bold enough to challenge the set code of rules. Try your exploratory wings. You see, the greatest challenge you will do is trying to unlearn what the traditional school taught you and your corporate experience that had a detailed syllabus on when to go to work, when to go for lunch, when to be appraised, when to give performance reports, and the KPIs were set for you. And learning that system requires an entire mental overhaul, a rewiring of your mental CPU, not a click of undo. An entire reset of your mental program, where you can allow your mind to see with a bird's area view, where you can challenge not to be confined by established perimeters, walls drawn by your mom, your dad, your school teacher, walls drawn by your boss. We are having a very decisive election, and most of us can only see one way out of this election. When we have possibilities of taking our craft to Rwanda, to Uganda, when you're still seated in Kenya. So I invite you today to create a lab environment. You see, every challenge you go through is a mental stronghold. And I need to explain that slightly. What's a stronghold? If I try to convince a poor fellow to think like a rich man, I'm daring a stronghold. Let me give an example. You see, a child will be born today and let alone employ the same security guard who opened their gate. Let alone employ the same nanny who dressed her, who fed her. They were in the same house, but different mental environments. Years later, there is no change happening in the nanny's mind. She's blocked. This is a stronghold. And my job is to demolish strongholds, to cast down imaginations, to bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of the truths that God has put in my heart. Because you're bowed by ignorance. And these are strongholds we've got to demolish for us to see ourselves from the way our Maker sees us. How does he see us? Let me explain to you. You see, in the early days of man decided he's going to build a structure that reaches heaven. What bothers me is what God Almighty said concerning this project. He said these guys are unstoppable. There is nothing they are thinking or planning that will not happen. I made them. I know their DNA. I know their wiring. And I know for a fact they can make a building reach to the heavens. Today we are excited with Burj Khalifa Dubai. 176 floors. When 3,500 years ago, God was seeing us making a skyscraper reaching heaven, we have fallen too short of his expectations. We have too many mental blocks that we put in our minds that needs to be demolished. They are strongholds. We've got to bite the strong man and set you free tonight. So step number 3, operate in an entire environment. Step number 4, are you there? Write down your ideas. Write down your ideas. See, I keep writing because I realized I'm able to express myself when I write. Now, when I'm writing a book, I have to restrict myself from writing too huge a volume, bearing in mind the market dynamics of my audience. When we were publishing that book, I've just given away my life journey. I had content 3 times, but that would have been too costly for the market. And the primary reason is because I write on a day-to-day basis. That's why you receive articles from me daily. And there are many ideas that flow your mind more than you think. They get lost simply because you don't write. So let me just give you a few reasons why you need to write down your ideas. Number 1, when you write, you concentrate on the idea. When you write, you concentrate on the idea. You see, few of us, if any, can write an idea down and think through another thought. I know we like arguing that ladies are multitaskers. There are many things you can do. Type in, blah, 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 blah. 2 or 3 or 4 things you can do at the same time. But when you're writing a serious idea, you'll actually not be able to be thinking a different thought altogether. So a notebook and a pen are powerful concentration tools. Why write? Number 2, when you write, you immerse yourself on the present. You focus on the present. You see, every day we have many competing priorities. When you write down, you free your conscious mind. and you keep your present open and your future focused. You free your conscious and your current thinking, the working memory, so that you can immerse yourself onto the present task. Why, right, number 3, you create a system outside your volatile memory. You create a system outside your volatile memory. See, most of our memories are like leaking buckets. You don't believe it until you check the notes you wrote last year. You'll be surprised how much your memory has leaked. So a notebook has a higher memory than your mental archives. Why, right, number 4. Ideas can pop in at the most unexpected hour and place. An idea can pop up at the most unexpected hour and place, like when you're showering or when you're driving. And that's why idea people are ever prepared to write. Because when you don't do that, ideas evaporate. They go by the weeds. For me, what I do, I use different tools. When I'm in such a meeting like this, and after I sit down and something is spoken that is powerful, I use my phone notebook. Then I transfer to my laptop later on. But I'll keep jotting them down. Why, right, number 5. When you write down an idea, you engage yourself in a never-ending inquiry. You engage yourself in a never-ending inquiry. You see, ideas are answers to life's questions and puzzles. And when you begin writing, you're on an ongoing inquiry. You maintain your mental agility. You have no clue how many ideas you have lost over the years simply because you never wrote them down. I need to congratulate you that you come with notebooks. I only wonder whether you keep changing these notebooks every first Friday of the month. Is it a consistent notebook? For melancholies, yes. For sanguines, they have no clue where last month's notebook is. Where is your last month's notebook? All right, step number 5. Are you there? What was step number 1, just to check whether we are together? Yes, I wanted to take quarter. That's how teachers behave. Number 5, brainstorm on your idea. Brainstorm on your idea. I know you know that if you want to kill an idea, give it to a committee. That said, however, while no great ideas were born in a conference, many foolish ideas died there. And that's why we need to brainstorm on any idea that we do have. Does that make sense? And you primarily brainstorm for 3 reasons. First, you want to clarify whether there are significant benefits from your idea. Secondly, you want to clarify whether there's a significant market resulting from the product or the service that your idea will give birth to. Is there a market for the resultant product or service out of my idea? And it's easy to cheat yourself until you talk with others. And thirdly, you want to find out whether there are some aspects of that idea that need to be secured by law. You need to find out whether there are some aspects of that idea that need to be secured by law, and therefore they are legally deemed as an asset. And therefore they are legally deemed as an asset. You see, ladies and gentlemen, ideas are not standalone entities. They are like building blocks. You put one block on top of another. So the convergence of many ideas produce a larger idea, like a building. There is no idea that is a standalone. For instance, today we enjoy the services of social media sites like Facebook and WhatsApp, Telegram. But that could not have been possible if there was no internet. So these ideas are riding on another idea, the internet. The internet would not have been possible if there were no phones and there was no computer. The computer would not have been possible if there was no electric power. These are building blocks. And that's why you need to discuss with others. Yes, I think I need to caution us here. Some ideas that you people could be having, especially softwares, need to be treated as trade secrets. Just like a soft drink. We as consumers don't question the construction of the product. We just consume it. Even though we do not know even the formula or even the construction behind it. We just use Microsoft packages without interrogating the construction behind it. So they ought to be treated as trade secrets. Some of them need to be registered as patents, others as copyrights, others as trademarks, others as service marks. But all said, I would rather risk a great mind implementing my idea than a small mind watering down a novel idea. I would rather not fear discussing my idea with people who are adding value to my idea. I would rather risk seeing it being implemented by someone else. Because you see, people who have never implemented anything significant, they never see possibilities until it is visible to the naked eye. They come from the school of thought, a culture where we would rather die together, we would rather suffer together. You see, misery loves company. But great minds are attracted by great ideas. You see, the fiercest battles is not about inheritance. Small minds fight over inheritance. The fiercest battles are over ideas. Conceptual battles are the fiercest battles because they happen at the creative realms. Great minds discuss ideas. And that's why I'm inviting you. You've got to question who you're bringing on your idea table. Don't invite anyone until you're absolutely convinced they're in your best interest. Be sure these are people who are willing to encourage and motivate you to push your idea forward. There must be people